What's going on, faithful? It's your boy Wayne Breezy, and welcome to Keys to Victory. Week 11 versus the Seahawks. Excuse me, Week 12 versus the Seahawks, all right? Week 12. The Niners are kicking off Week 12 versus the Seahawks. Listen, we're going to get right down to the get down. Shout out to our sponsors over at Residency. All right, listen. It is holiday season, and I know right now you want to save some money. Black Friday is this Friday. All you got to do is go to www.residency.com, use the promo code SFBreezy, and you can save $5 on your total purchase. Now, listen, take advantage of the Black Friday sale. Use the promo code SFBreezy, and let's get this joint popping. Now, if you want to read, check out the article. You can go to www.49erswebzone.com. Full article in detail, in depth on the keys to victory versus the Seattle Seahawks. Week 12, ladies and gentlemen, Week 12, all right? So let's go ahead and get down to the get down. Number one, the 49ers need to control the clock. Now, listen, time of possession is key. And what they do with the time is key, right? I would like to see a nice balanced offense, run, pass, run. Keep Seattle's defense guessing. Most importantly, keep their defense on the field and wear their tails out. I think if the Niners find a healthy way of controlling the clock, keeping that time of possession on their side, it will favor the 49ers in the long run. Now, listen, I've seen teams with time of possession and they just couldn't find ways to put up the points, but the Niners don't struggle putting up points. They average 27.6 points per game. They got to get back. Haven't scored 30. They didn't score 30 points last week, Week 11, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home, but that doesn't mean they can't find ways to put up the 30 points on the road in Seattle. The last time the Niners played here, they got 21 points. That was with Brock Purdy. It was 3 touchdowns, no field goals. I do think a couple of field goals will come into play. I would love to see the 49ers score nothing but touchdowns, but they got to find a way to control the clock. Listen, the least amount of times you give Geno Smith or Drew Lock the offense the ball, the better it is for the San Francisco 49ers. Keep that defense on the field. I understand they got some young players on there. A guy like Boye Mafe, going to have to make sure you keep an eye on him. He's young, he can get to the quarterback. But at the end of the day, the Niners want to control the clock. They want time of possession on their side. They do that, they'll be sliding into 8-3, ladies and gentlemen. Number 2, rush. Rush. I heard you rushed and rushed, then attacked, right? What does the rush attack do for the San Francisco 49ers? Everybody likes to see the bombs down the field, the 76-yard bombs down the field to Brandon Ayuk, and the 66-yard bombs down the field to George Kittle, and the 41-yard bombs down the field to Deebo Samuel. We like that. But none of that's going to be possible if the 49ers don't sustain the rush attack. It's super important. Listen, the Seattle Seahawks are ranked 19th against the run. They're not at the bottom, but they're definitely not that great. The Niners ranked 6th in running. Look, the Niners average over 130 yards per game. I say they need to allow Christian McCaffrey to get back into the, like I like to say, let him do what he does, baby. Now, I like what we saw from Elijah Mitchell, 4 carries for 24 yards. That's 6 yards a pop. He was limited in Tampa, and they definitely gave us more of a little bit of a dosage of Christian McCaffrey. But if Christian McCaffrey's the bell cow, I would like to see the 49ers successfully run the ball and sustain the run throughout the game. We've seen the 49ers in the past just run the ball. Now, there's limitations to the passing attack, but I would like to see the passing attack do its thing. But I'm telling you right now, I don't want Brock Purdy out there throwing more than 30 times. I don't think that number 30 for Purdy, that's it. That's the max. 31, 32, okay. But that number 30 for Purdy, that's cool. But they need to run the ball 30-plus times as well. And if the Niners are running the ball 30-plus times, that means they're controlling the clock. And if they're controlling the clock, they're winning the game. So I say, give me the heavy dose of the rush, control the clock. Those are 2 keys for the 49ers to slide their way up into 8-3 and remain top of the NFC West. All right. Number 3, attack the middle. Listen, I say feast in the middle of the field. Brock Purdy is highly accurate in the middle of the field, and it's what he does to the safeties. He gets them, he looks them off, they don't know where he's going, and then bam, Brock Purdy, you see he's lifting weights out there, according to Deebo Samuel, has the arm strength, and he's getting the ball to the middle of the field. He's getting there quick and getting it there accurately. But here's the thing, attack their safeties. Their safeties have given up over 500 yards, almost 600 yards total defense, total offense, They're giving up these amount of yards. Why not attack them? Look, I don't know if Jamal Adams is going to play, but if he does, I expect the Niners to get him into coverage. George Kittle versus Jamal Adams. I got my money on George Kittle. There's only one safety I feel like it'll go 50-50, and the Niners haven't played him this season, but that's another NFC West foe or rival, however you want to look at it. But at the end of the day, attack the middle of the field. And it's not just George Kittle that they can use in the middle of the field, right? You definitely will see Brandon Ayuk crossing to the middle of the field. This may be a nice game for Deebo Samuel. You could do some halfback choice routes. There's so many different ways you could attack the middle of the field. Get those guys, their linebackers, their safeties, get them into coverage and allow the 49ers players to do what they do. It's called yakety yak, don't come back. It could be a heavy yak game for the San Francisco 49ers. It could be a long day for the Seattle Seahawks defense with between their linebackers and their secondary. I say that they should attack the middle of the field. Don't be afraid to attack the middle of the field and take advantage of it. Because you know why? If the Niners have that rush attack, if they're controlling the clock, they'll be able to pretty much dictate what the defense has to do, right? And that's the key. Being full Janet Jackson control. Attack the middle of the field. That's my key number 3. Number 4, kind of limit these penalties. Listen, I don't know why the San Francisco 49ers are like 8th. That's bad. That's bad. They're top 10 in penalties. They're 8th. They average, oh my gosh, 6.9 penalties a game. That means they have 69 total penalties. For some reason, the 49ers find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, in the red zone, getting holding calls, false starts, on defense, on 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 9s, 3rd downs, defensive holdings, pass interference. Like, they have to stop shooting themselves in the foot. I thought that the 49ers were a top disciplined team, but this year, they just aren't. They can't stop shooting themselves in the foot. Luckily, they're 7-3 because they're able to overcome the adversity of the penalty game. But it's not just on the refs. Make the officials call a clean game. Here's the luckily part of this particular situation. Seattle Seahawks are number 1 at penalties with 76 total penalties on the season. That's 7.6 penalties per game. So the Seahawks should be getting more penalties than the 49ers. If they come out and have less amount of penalties than the 49ers in this game, we're going to have a problem. I never thought I would say win the penalty war, win the penalty battle, win the game, but you win the penalty battle, you win this game. The Niners got to find a way to limit those penalties. 7 penalties against Tampa Bay at home for 66 yards. It's way too much. Way too much. We've seen more. So technically they've gotten better. Technically they've improved. But I'm talking to the veterans out there. Find a way to be more disciplined. Stop holding on both sides of the football. Don't false start. Don't jump off sides. Vets, I'm charging you. Limit the penalties. That's number 4. They do that, they win that battle, they're going to be sliding in again to 8-3. Look, so many ways to be 8-3. 5 ways. Number 5, one-dimensional. Oh, man, look, I don't know who's going to be the starting running back for the Seattle Seahawks. Right now, Kenneth Walker III is dealing with an oblique injury. We know how oblique injuries are. They do have the rookie Zach Charbonnet from UCLA. It could be a big game. He's very explosive off the backfield. I'll give him that. They have the veteran and DJ Dallas as well. Then they have another rookie, Kenny McIntosh, out of Georgia. So, who can catch out of the backfield? Now, you want to find a way to make the quarterback, which, again, I don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback, Geno Smith did get injured last week, and Drew Lock had to come in. So here we go. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. But if it is Geno Smith, let's say he gets the nod to start. Take away the run game. We know that. We say it every week. We say it every week because it needs to be the staple of the 49ers defense. But I want to force them to be one-dimensional, and there's other ways you got to do that. Now, when I say eliminate the run or take away the run, they got to do it on different facets, right? Now, number one, stop the run. Don't allow more than 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards max per carry. Take away the run. Make them say, dang, we down by too much. We can't even run the ball anymore. Take away the run at the beginning. It's kind of like taking a lifeline away. Now, you also got to find a way to contain, especially if it's Geno Smith, those edges out there. So my edge rushers, you got to set the edge. That way your linebackers and your safeties and everybody else could come and clean it up. You got to contain the edge. And on top of that, I'm going to put a bunch of stuff together. Got to make the tackles. They got to make these tackles, right? Because they're going to try laterally. They're going to get some wide receiver runs in there. It's not just running backs. They're going to run the ball. They're going to try to find a way to effectively run the ball. So you got to find a way to take away. Luckily, our Niners secondary and those that are covering those wide receivers, Isaiah Oliver, Deommodore Lenoir, Mooney Ward, they're tackling for loss in the backfield. They're really good in open space tackling. That's a bonus. But talk about the extension of the run game, the screens, which are extensions of runs. I know they're passing plays, but it's like a run play. Like the Niners, they got to be better at setting the edge. You heard Coach Steve Wilks say, we got to set the edge and stop turning our back and getting downfield. No. They got to set the edge. They got to find a way to locate that it's a screen right away and then get downhill and bust that wall up. That's going to force Geno Smith, Drew Lock to pass the ball. When they passing the ball heavily, that's going to allow your secondary to do what they do best. The 49ers are number 2 in turnovers as of right now, and they're number 1 in interceptions with 14. I can see the secondary having a field day. So if the secondary wants their cake, then they're going to have to make sure that the rest of this defense is out there doing what they need to do to get him to be one-dimensional. So that means the defensive front, take away the run, force him to pass. When he's in pass coverage, drop 7 back, let 4 rush. And now you're talking pick city, maybe a pick 6 in this game. I don't know. I'll speak it into fruition. Put it out there in the atmosphere. Keys to victory. Number 1, control the clock. Number 2, got to run the ball. Number 3, attack the middle. Kittle over the middle. Number 4, limit the penalties. Number 5, force the Seahawks to be one-dimensional. Again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. You could find the article in its entirety right there on 49erswebzone.com. Don't forget to check out our sponsors over at Residency. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family, friends, and whoever it is you choose to celebrate this joyous occasion. Whether you're eating, whether you're dancing, whether you're just chilling, reading a book, it doesn't matter. Just enjoy the day. Love you, man. Stay up. Stay faithful. You already know what time it is. It's 49er time, baby. Thanks for watching.